ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
A very happy Diwali to everyone too.
Happy Diwali.
Welcome to the Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Let's start off with the rules. First off, to give your full attention to all the patakas coming on the stage, kindly put your phones on silent. Give me a thumbs up if you're done. Okay, amazing. To not ignite a flame in members' heart, kindly refrain yourself from talking about sex, religion, and politics. You can ignite a pataka, not the actual human, the firecrackers, and the diyas like this beautifully, but never trigger anyone by talking about those things. The last but not the least, they have put landmines all over this place. So not trigger those landmines, only walk across the hall, enter and exit the hall when you hear an applause. Sounds all easy?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. There are two valuable things in the person who's coming on stage next. First being obviously his wife, but then second is his precious bike, RX 100. If I'm wrong, please forgive me. It's Royal Enfield, apparently. Okay, it's my bad, but it's a very precious bike. It's a very precious bike. And this person is a consultant in R&M Associates. He has experience of nearly 3 decades. So, he knows his job and how to do it. And he has been in Toastmasters since 2005. Around almost 20 years. So, do not guess his age. Just go by his
Experience.
experience. Thank you very much. Give a huge round of applause. Wait a minute. To the president of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Joseph Paul.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters, and yes,
Good
Good evening.
wish you all a very happy Diwali and Karnataka Rajyotsava and Deepavali. Greetings. I declare meeting number 1452 open. Our secretary, Toastmaster Prakarsh, had uploaded the minutes of the previous meeting. I request him to now share the highlights of the meeting, and I request all of you to withhold your applause till the minutes is passed. Toastmaster Prakarsh, Anand.
Good evening, dear members and guests.
Good evening.
Last meeting number 1451, held on 25th October 2024. There were 33 members and 12 guests present during the meeting. The word of the day was embed, meaning to fix something deeply in a surrounding mass. The theme of the day was a seed today, a tree tomorrow. The best speaker went to Toastmaster Eapen. He was attempting his icebreaker. The best evaluator went to Toastmaster Sima. The best role taker went to Toastmaster Arka. He was the general evaluator. And the best table topic speaker, there were two. Toastmaster Abhay Kothari and DTM Gangadhar Krishna. And the best tag team player was the grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Akash Arka. To know more, visit our YouTube channel, Bangalore Toastmasters.
Dear Toastmasters, are the minutes of the meeting in order?
Yes.
The meeting number 1451 stands fast. I see some guests among us. May I request them to please stand up? Please rise. Thank you all for visiting us today on this auspicious day of Diwali, as well as the Karnataka Rajyotsava that we are celebrating. Thank you all for coming today in spite of this long weekend. And dear members, how do we greet our guests and welcome them? Thank you. Committee members, may I request you all to please rise. Yes, these are our committee members, so if you want any information on Toastmasters, you may please reach out to any one of us here. And our VP membership, Toastmaster Bryan DSouza, would be giving you a small briefing soon after this meeting on Toastmasters and how to enroll into the club. You may please take a seat. Thank you. Reflecting on today's theme, each of us have our own inner light. This light is the purpose which gives our life meaning and significance. Now, if this purpose would be larger or bigger than ourselves, then it would serve a greater purpose. And if it benefits and serves others, that is when it would light the world around us. Though we often believe that to make a difference in others' life, we should be in a position of power, or we should have a lot of money, it is actually not necessary. I recently came across the life of one of Karnataka's proud sons who best illustrates this. He was born into a poor family in Mahaveer district of Karnataka in the year 1914. And to add to it, his father passed away when he was just 10 months old. But his maternal uncle raised him. Seeing his interest in music, his father, his maternal uncle, took him to the Veeresh Punya's ashram, an ashram and a music school run by Gana Yogi Panchakshara Vai. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't get that. A blind singer and a great Hindustani musician. Under his guidance, this young boy mastered Hindustani music, and very soon he mastered Carnatic music too. He then learned to play various instruments like the violin, the tabla, mridangam, and he became very proficient in that. He found his true light in music and through music. He became very popular for his rendition of devotional music, bhajans, and vachanas. In the year 1944, after the death of Gana Yogi Panchakshara, he became the head of the ashram. He continued the charitable works of the ashram that included feeding and educating thousands of orphans and poor children. He organized a drama theatre company that is actually said to have pioneered the theatre movement in North Karnataka, and it has produced thousands of stage artists, music teachers, and other people who have contributed to art in the state of Karnataka, as well as who have gained international fame. For his work of great service and contribution, he was awarded the Padma Bhushan in the year 2010. Dear Toastmasters, and yes, this great man I was referring to was Pandit Puttaraj Gavi. Now, though he was from a poor family and an orphan, he was able to transform the lives of thousands of people socially, musically, and spiritually. And most astonishing part of his achievement is that Pandit Puttaraj Gavin was blind. He lost his eyesight when he was just 6 months old. Dear Toastmasters and guests, we don't find light, or rather our light, by looking outwards. We need to look inwards. And something that helps us find our true light would be better speaking, better listening, and better thinking. And the Toastmasters is the best platform where we can learn these skills of effective communication. We have amongst us one such person who has not only found his own true light, but he has been the light, guiding light for hundreds of Toastmasters across the Toastmasters fraternity, not only our club. He actually lost his vision when he was in the 8th standard studying in the Bishop Cotton's boys' school. But that did not deter him from creating a great future for himself or for so many others. He is a 4-time TEDx speaker, a multiple-time district and evaluation champion in Toastmasters. He has several honors and achievements and accomplishments. Amongst them, what stands out is he has won a medal from the President of India for his work, as well as recently he was a recipient of the Helen Keller Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and dear guests, please help me welcome the Toastmaster of today's meeting, a guiding light, the shining star of our club, DTM Dr. Rajdeep Manwani.
And calling me a light of the club, and I'm feeling like a Diwali light, and I feel you're the switch. You turned me on. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. When I lost my eyesight in my 8th standard, I was sitting in my classroom and I was feeling very dejected because I was a very good student and an excellent student. I used to always top the class. I was a good cricket player, and then suddenly the world turned upside down, and I was very dejected one day sitting in the tea break and listening to all the students playing outside my class. And it was a tea break between 10:40 and 11:10, and at around 11:05, my biology teacher, Mr. Alexander Nyman, he came running to the class. He sat next to me and he said, "Rajdeep, you know what? I read a poem yesterday and I want to read this out to you." I said, "Okay, sir." He put his hand on my shoulder and he read out the poem. The poem goes like this: "I learn as the years roll by and leave the past behind, that much I had counted as sorrows proved that God was kind, that many a rose I longed for had a thorn of pain, that many a rugged bypath led to fields of ripened grain. The clouds that cover the sunshine can never banish the sun. Earth shines brighter when the weary rain is done. We must stand in the darkest shadows to see the brightest light, for it's from life's worst obstacles that comes the greatest strength to fight. For it's from life's worst obstacles that comes the greatest strength to fight." I thought the poem was just for me. I made him repeat it twice. The clouds that cover the sunshine can never banish the sun. Might be I've lost my eyesight, but my personality cannot be wiped out. Every rugged bypass leads to fields of ripe. It might be tough now, but will lead to something beautiful later on. Earth shines brighter when the weary rain is done. When it's raining, it's so gloomy outside, but when it finishes raining, you see that the earth shines so brightly. I found somebody who could show me the light at the right time. Half my disappointment, dejection, disgust was lifted that day because I found somebody. And if we all can be the right light for somebody, if we can help find somebody, find their light, I think so, not one Diwali, two Diwalis, but it can be a Diwali for a lifetime. And that's what today's theme talks about. Life is all about finding the right light. And it's not about you finding the right light, but if you can become the right light for somebody, that can be a great achievement. And one such person who was the light of the Toastmasters movement was a person called Ralph C. Smedley, who started this organization 100 years back in 1924 on October 22nd. And he wanted to promote the culture of speaking and people learning how to speak and lead. And this Toastmasters International has grown leaps and bounds in the last 100 years. Now it's spread in 148 countries. It has nearly 13,200 clubs, nearly 270,000 members all over the world. And every meeting of Toastmasters all over the world, you should know that every second, anywhere in the world, there is one Toastmaster meeting which is going on, somewhere in the world. And every Toastmaster meeting has a very simple format. It has a format of life. I read somewhere, life is like a pack of cards. When it's your teens, it's all about hearts. When it's your youth, it's all about clubs. When it is your majority, it's all about diamonds. And finally, we all go to the spades. And our Toastmasters meeting have the first three components. In the beginning, we have the prepared speech, where people come on stage and speak from their heart on what they have prepared. In the second session, it's all about fun, where the tabletop master throws topics on you and you have to answer impromptu. You feel like you're dancing in a club. Thirdly, you have the diamonds, the wisdom, which is given to you by the general evaluator. So this entire meeting is going to be evaluated by a person who's going to give you rich diamonds of his wisdom on how the meeting has gone on. And finally, the president calls it to a close. He adjourns the meeting and sends you snacks, not with spades, but whatever. Correct? But today, the person who's going to throw us his wisdom through his diamonds is a fashion icon of our club. A great speaker, an eminent podcaster. He runs his Galata podcast where he has interviewed some of the greatest luminaries of the country, like Verghese Kurian from Amol, Ankur Variku, Nikhil Kamath, and so many other people. He told me he has only 4 weaknesses, the 4 W's: women, wine, health, and water. We will talk about our weaknesses a little later. But he will be, Puneet, you can stand up and acknowledge. Please give him a big round of applause. And he will be assisted by 3 of his very, very eminent role takers. As a timer, we have an individual whose dream is to create agricultural implements which can revolutionize the agricultural world. He has been a vice president, public relations, and a treasurer of our club. Please welcome with a big round of applause Chiran Gowda, the timer of the meeting.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and fellow guests.
Good evening.
So, as the theme suggests, life is all about finding the right light. As a timer, my role is to shed the right light of time on the timings so that it helps the speaker deliver the speech within the set duration of time. So for today's prepared speech, we have our icebreaker speech, which is going to be 4 to 6 minutes. At the 4th minute, I'll hold up the green card, and at the 5th minute, I'll hold up the yellow card, and at the 6th minute, I'll hold up the red card. So red card will be held up for 30 seconds, which is the grace duration that is given. After that, I'll gently ring the 2 bells. So which is the indication for the speaker to leave the speech. Okay. For the second and third speech, we have 5 to 7 minutes. So similarly, 5th minute I'll hold up the green card, and 6th minute it will be yellow card, and 7th minute the red card. Post grace period there will be again a bell. For evaluation, we have 2 to 3 minutes. At the 2nd minute, I'll hold up the green card, and at the 2 minute 30 second I'll hold up the yellow card, and at 3 minutes, so the red card will be shown for 30 seconds. Suppose that again after the grace period of 30 seconds, so we'll have a ring of bell. For today's one more session, which is of table topic, the time allocated is 1 to 2 minutes. At first minute, I'll hold up the green card. 1 minute 30 seconds the yellow card, and at 2 minutes the red card. What do you think? Grace period is of 30 seconds. 15 seconds. Okay, grace period is 15 seconds.
Okay, and he did tell you after the grace period, if you continue speaking, Chirant is a very avid gymmer. He'll come and he'll push you off the stage. No, Chirant, which gym did you go last? Okay, so, okay, now the next role taker is a lady who came all the way from Varanasi. She's working as a data analyst in Deloitte, and she says coming here has made her fall in love with the city. Not only that, the city has fallen in love with her. She says whenever people see her, they say, oh, you're my roomie, you're my time. She's a jewel, and they also say, correct, you know. And she's the R counter for the meeting, so she will explain the role of the R's and which people tell her. Jewel, you can tell your role.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. So, these are the sounds when I make when I get to savor my favorite Diwali sweets. Though making such noises, having sweets makes sense. But if you want to make your speech sound sweet in the ears of the audience, you would need to avoid such noises. So I request all the speakers to avoid using filler words and to practice pause whenever you can. So I will take a note of all the filler words you use and give my report at the end. And please save your R's and Ums for the snacks we have at the end of the meeting.
I was reading the tourism slogan of Russia. It said, come have a blast. And the reason why I told you this is blast is a pun on the word blast, and a person who's going to talk about such puns and grammar and all about that is a senior executive at the MSL group, a part of Publicis, a very, very ardent person who loves to take up the position of grammarian. Please give a big round of applause for Jain Ramesh.
Karnataka Rajyotsava and a very happy Deepavali to everybody present here. Today marks a very special day for Karnataka as well as Karnataka, as it marks the 70th anniversary of Karnataka Rajyotsava. And as somebody that deeply admires the concept of language, I cannot tell you how important it is to integrate yourself into a particular community or a particular language, and how important language plays a role in this exact thing. For example, I speak 4 languages myself. My dad speaks around 8 languages, and that is the level of excellence that we have achieved. And today's meeting as well combines so many things. Like I already mentioned 2 festivals, there's probably even Halloween that was celebrated yesterday. So there's so much of cultural as well as linguistic significance in this meeting, which is why I thought I will showcase my skills in the same as well. Now as the grammarian today, it's my responsibility to track the good usages as well as the not so good usages of the English language. Also, let me introduce the word of the day, which is kindle. Now kindle has a couple of connotations. The first thing is very straightforward, lighting a fire, right? For example, I use the twig to light a fire. Very simple. Or the other nicer or the more vibrant connotation would be ignite a spark in somebody. For example, let's take the example of cold taste. Now, cold taste fix you, kindled my joy towards the band. That's another example, the nicer connotation of that. I will give my report once called upon by the judicial evaluator. Over to you, TNP.
Thank you. Now the prepared speech session has started. Thank you. Thank you, Jain. You know what does a big cracker tell the small cracker? My pop is bigger than yours. Correct? So, one more pun. Anyway, let's start off the meeting with the prepared speech section. Right? It's all where the speakers will speak from their heart. And today, we have a person who's going to give his first speech from the manual engaging humor. It's called the icebreaker. And to evaluate him, we have a bomb from him. She's a pataka. Correct? No, she's been, I didn't say that. Only many R's came from the audience. Correct? She's one of the most talented emerging Toastmasters of our club, a chartered accountant at Wipro. She will give the evaluation guidelines, after which I'll introduce the speaker.
Good evening, everyone. The speaker is attempting a speech on pathways engaging humor, level 1, project 1. It is an icebreaker speech, and the purpose of this project is for the speaker to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. All the best, please.
Thank you. The speaker, if our evaluator the bomb, our speaker is a double bomb. He was a bomb when he was in the club for 3 years before. He served as a sergeant at arms, as a PPPR. As a treasurer, he has a very, very successful apparel business, which seems to be doing better after he got married. His wife buys a lot of things from him. And he also invests in microcap. Correct? I don't know what's his latest investment, but please, with a big round of applause, the person who's going to introduce himself, the double dhamaka in the second innings, Mahaveer Jain.
Exactly 10 years ago, was the first time when I walked into Bangalore Toastmasters Club. I was just 17 years old. And you know what? They didn't let me in. I had to go through the speechcraft program. And when I turned 18, I was here on the same stage giving my icebreaker, just the way I did then. History, as they say, repeats itself. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests, a very good evening.
Good evening.
The last decade has been a roller coaster ride for me. From being a bumbling student, to going and studying and working abroad, to finding my path, my career, and my life partner. It's been a hell of a ride. And I must tell, Toastmasters has helped me in every step of the way, giving me the confidence and the structure in my thoughts. I was born in Bangalore to a Manwani family. In my childhood, I remember that most of the times I was engaged in extracurricular activities like skating, swimming, dancing with my elder brother. Out of all these activities, skating was the one that I excelled at. I even competed at the national level. In my school, I was a good student, fairly good, so my mom wanted to become a doctor. She couldn't fulfill her dreams, so she pressurized me and forced me to study science in my college. I went to the same school as Dr. Rajdeep Manwani, for my 11th and 12th, did ISC Science there, and it was not easy for me. So I ended up changing my subjects of my choice. I went on to choose journalism, psychology, and literature for my undergrad. And the speechcraft program that I had attended had really helped me. Just the 2 speeches that I gave in the speechcraft program helped me to breeze through the interview that I gave in Christ University. In college, in second year of college, I got a scholarship to work in Poland for 2 months as a teacher through ISIC International. ISIC International is an international leadership forum for the youth who can explore opportunities of work in foreign countries. After my college, like Rajdeep said, Dr. Rajdeep Manwani said, I did not want to join my family garment business. So my inquiring mind wanted to explore something, and I also wanted to study further. So I chose to study philosophy and literature. And I was fortunate enough to get into one of the oldest colleges of the world, called University College Dublin. This was the best time of my life. This is the first time I was on my own. I had all the freedom in the world to do whatever I wanted to do, whenever I wanted to do. But while I did have a lot of fun, I also was very disciplined, and I achieved many of my goals. After college, I wanted to work, and just after college, I got a job in direct sales. It was a very difficult job. But I got very good at it. And this was also the first time I was working, and I was earning in euros too. So, because of my consistent top performance in my company, I got a sponsored trip to Amsterdam. And after that, when I went to my next job there, I worked for a German IT tech company where I did IT sales. All the hard work that I'd done in Toastmasters paid off. I was very happy. Now I was in a dilemma whether to take the opportunities that I was getting there and go for my career advancement, or to come back to my family because they really wanted me back. They were also very scared that they would lose me to a white girl. I returned, and COVID struck. During COVID, most of the time I spent studying about stock market. I did futures and options and burnt my fingers in it. I lost significant amount of capital. After COVID, I joined my family business. I went on a full-on expansion plan, got many new clients, but my passion for stock market did not stop there. I used to spend 6 to 7 hours every day studying about different companies, reading their balance sheets, annual reports, government policies, and trends. My grandfather or my family did not know much about stock market. So my grandfather gave me some money to invest, and I made huge profits for him. That gave me a lot of respect and inspired me to start my portfolio all over again. I became a very successful microcap investor. At the same time, I also met my wife, who was very good at business, and so she helped me with my investing journey too. Comfort can be your enemy. I realized that I needed to sharpen my communication skills. Now, to sharpen the swords, I'm here, and I'm looking forward for what the future holds for me.
It was the same school in which Shreya We're all from the same group. Okay? And one difference, you were born in Bangalore and brought up in Bangalore. I was born in Mumbai but brought up in traffic. So, but I like one thing about your speech, Mahaveer. You said I became a very successful investor and then I found my wife. That's why they say if your father is poor, it's your bad luck. But if your father-in-law is poor, it's your bad. So Mahaveer has really made the right choice. Now you know why microcaps are booming today. Now coming to the next speaker. Now the next speaker is, I don't know why, but his project is very, very interesting. It's creating a social media presence. He's attempting project 4 and optional elective. He's attempting the project 4 and the optional elective from innovative planning. Now, I didn't know which cracker to compare him to, but his evaluator is my mentor, and he is the sparkler of Arka. You know, have you just heard him laugh? It's just like a sparkle in the entire. Vijay, just one laugh, please. He's an amazing person, but this time I asked him, what do you want to do for Diwali? He said, I'm going to have a very noiseless Diwali. I said, how? He said, I'm sending my wife to Mahaveer. He's going to have a very noiseless Diwali. So, Mr. Vijayanand, can you please read out the guidelines of the next speech?
So, fellow Toastmaster, welcome guests. The project is building a social media presence. The purpose of this project is for member to apply his or her understanding of social media to enhance an established or new social media presence. And the purpose of the speech is for member to share some aspect of his or her experience establishing or enhancing a social media presence. That means it's 5 sermons. Back to the game.
Thank you. Now, our speaker is a very, very prominent application scientist working at a very, very famous company called Paul Labs, and he's into filtering. Now, I don't know whether he's filtering his words or filtering what, but he told me, tell me it's filtering, and I kept it as filtering. Might be blood filtering or whatever. But now which cracker do I compare him? I can't compare him to any cracker. He's like a diamond, of our club. That's why his name is Ratan, right? But his speech is titled Adder Word. Adder is a snake. Remember those snakes we used to burn in Diwali, that black thing which used to come out? We used to burn that black thing and it used to come out, right? So I hope it's nothing like that. So let's welcome our next speaker with a big round of applause, Ratan Shetty.
The great poet and activist, once said, if you keep trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. The story of my friend Ramakant is everything but normal. Now Ramakant studied in Mumbai. He was a topper at school. He went on to do his engineering from IIT, went abroad, worked over there for a few years, came back to India, got a job in an MNC as a team leader, and failed miserably. It went to such an extent that he wanted to give up everything and end his life. But Providence had different things planned for him. So he got hold of himself, but he had the humor to say that I have gone from hero to zero. But he started researching as to what was it that was holding him back. What was this condition? So he came up with this condition called as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and he found that his symptoms fitted to the T with this condition.
symptoms like confusion, symptoms like daydreaming. So he was having attention deficit hyperactive disorder, predominantly inattentive type. Now, he went on to deal with this condition by meditation, exercise, diet, sleep, and human connect with people around him. And that's what helped him get over the negative symptoms and bring forth his positives, like things like creativity. People with ADHD are known to be phenomenally creative. Any names come to your mind? I'll give you one name and think about it and go and read. Alia Bhatt. So, phenomenally creative, out of the box thinkers, resilient, and many other capabilities. Now, today, Ramakant has got his design engineering firm in Vizag. In 2009, he had written an article which I read, and that's how I got to know about this condition. I wanted to delve deep when I read about it, and I wanted to go for a diagnosis, and I got diagnosed with this condition. Now, the point with ADHD is that once you are able to get a handle on the negative symptoms using coping strategies, of course, professional help is where it begins. The therapist, the psychiatrist is where it begins. But it doesn't end there. There are other strategies, including lifestyle changes, life skills training, that can help you and that are much easier to access. So, the problem with finding an ADHD expert in India is that it's like finding a needle in a haystack. And if you look at the US, coaches, besides therapists and psychiatrists, they have setups as many as there are coffee shops in the US. So I decided to take it upon myself because Ramakant had kindled that spark within me where he inspired me to do something about it. So I networked, found information, and in 2020, eventually, I started a Facebook group called as Added Focus India. So far I'm sure all of you are wondering what has all this to do with social media, right? But social media is what really helps in building awareness on this condition and on the coping strategies. As of today, we've got 560 members in the group over the past 4 years. And we realized that there's a need to go beyond this because there is support needed. So we started online meetings in 2020 itself. I also answer questions on Quora, of course, related to lifestyle changes and life skills training. Nothing to do with medication and therapy because I have nothing to do with that side of it. I'm not a medical professional. So, besides the Facebook group Added Focus India, we have started a WhatsApp group just for the meeting reminders. Now the thing with any social media group is that you can get a lot of people who want to join, but you don't know why they want to join them, right? So we've got hoops that a person has to go through before the person is admitted into the group, which ensures the safety and the hygiene of the group and the protection, privacy protection for all the members. The other important aspect is that it's important to know how one is doing. So when I looked at AI, I found out that when I look at the longevity of the group, it's given it 9 out of 10 because we've been there for the past 4 years. Consistency, we are at around 7 out of 10. When you look at the content, consistency is moderate at around 7 out of 10. The support is good because we even give welcome messages to each member who joins the group. Now the thing with maintaining social media is it's like brushing your teeth. It has to be done every day. Though sometimes you don't realize what is the value of it, it has to be done every day. So Even if it means welcoming one member, I sit as an admin every day and welcome that member so that I spend those 2-3 minutes doing that. Now coming to the fact about people with ADHD. People with ADHD are said to be living in another world, right? So yes, we live in another world and I call it adder world. It's ADD capital ER, adder world. And that's how the topic came in. Now, the David Neilman, who's a person who founded this airlines called as JetBlue Airlines, he's also an ADHDer himself. He says that ADHDers are different, they don't have a disorder. Because every person is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, you believe that it is stupid. So that's adder world for you. Over to you.
My son also failed in a test and he told me, Dad, I couldn't pay attention. I have ADD, attention deficit disorder. I told him, don't worry, you have to be positive. And he told, Dad, positively I failed. So you have to be a little positive. But anyway, let's move on to the third and final speaker of the day. Now, before we introduce the third and final speaker of the day, let's get his evaluator. This evaluator is one of the most amazing persons I've met. A scientist, a manager, a person working at Bosch for several years. He worked at the Vice President Education of a club, and I tell he's the best president of BTMC we never had. Correct? So to introduce the guidelines of the next speaker, let me call upon Abhay Kothari. Please give him a big round of applause.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, this project is called Know Your Sense of Humor. It's from level 2 of the pathway Engaging Humor. The purpose statements of this project is for the member to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. Time manager, please note, time is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to the speaker and his faculty.
Now what do I tell about the speaker? He's naturally funny, right? The other day he told me he was walking with his wife at Covent Park, and some teenager shouted out, "Hey, look at the bald and the beautiful." And this man got so angry, he went up to the teen, he shook him up and he said, "How dare you call my wife bald?" So a very, very funny guy, a person who is an amazing trainer. He is also into the field of education. What do I call him? This is that bomb which doesn't have hair on it, that onion bomb, right or no? You just throw it and it explodes. So he's going to make you explode in laughter with his speech. What's in a Name Part 2? This is a sequel like Bulbulaya 1, 2, 3, right? What's in a Name was also his icebreaker, and now it's going to be his Part 2 of it. So please give him a big round of applause. Kumar,
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Rajdeep Manwani, for correctly pronouncing my name. Every time my name is wrongly pronounced, and if I got a rupee every time, I would have been richer than Ambani. Adani. 4.5 decades ago, on a new moon night, a baby boy came to this world with a full moon head. And my mama gave birth to me at my grandma's home. Yes, home. Toastmasters, I'm old. I'm way older than Swiggy and Zomato in home delivery. My dad, a practicing lawyer, the first time he saw me, he said, I object. But my mama, she is so cool. She thought, I am so bright. So she called me son. And she is my constant motivator, my cheerleader, and my inspiration. She encourages me by saying, you can do it, my boy. The jellyfish survived 650 million years without a brain. I am coming from a place where naming children is like a mathematics book, full of problems. The parents take name letters from their names and they add some, subtract some, and then derive and arrive at the child's name. That's why most of the names are short, silly, and meaningless. We had a neighbor, Teresa auntie and Joseph uncle. You know, they name their children even before their birth. If it's a boy, Teresa Te, and Joseph Joe, Te Joe. And if it's a girl, well, we Joe and Teresa Jyoti. And the first boy came and the name Te Joe. And then waiting for Jyoti, no, it came again a boy. So Te is already been taken, right? What is left? Rejo. So Ray of Teresa and Joe of Joseph, Ray, Joe. And then again, waiting for waiting for Jyoti. Then third, again a boy. So there was nothing left in Teresa and except the Sa. And Joseph, Joe, Sa, Joe. Tejo, Rejo, Sajo. When you were playing with them, she used to call Tejo, Sajo, Rejo. All I could hear was Jo, Jo. And now for my vocal variety, I say Sajo, Rejo, Tejo. You know, whenever I say my wife's name, I could see this curiousness and surprise in the other person's face. They said, she interreligious love marriage? No. Then name. Okay, my father-in-law's name is Satina and my mother-in-law's name is Hema. Satina, Hema, Salma. And my parents, they were not good in maths. So they didn't follow the rule. They put me, my name is Shibu. And my name was Shibu till my high school and my final year exam came and I got the mark sheet and it was changed to Sheeb. Okay. That's a peculiar name. But because of this name, I sometimes get into trouble. Especially in the days of predictive tests, right? Someone has to text, hi Sheeb. Sheeb, the mobile phone says Sheeb. There is no name like Sheeb. Maybe he's messaging to his goat, hi Sheeb. Then they say, like, hi Sheeb. Yeah, I am Sheeb, yes. The thing is, names are fun, right? So what happens is, when I went to college, there are shorter names, but we make it even shorter, right? I had Dashrati in my classroom, Damodar in class, and Bhupati. So Dashrati became Dash, Damodar became Dance, and Bhupati, and thank God we didn't have sheetage. And even they make it even shorter. My wife called me Sheeb. When I enter my house, I say, is the door speaking? Some noise, she. And again, there are pet names, right? So once I went to a wedding function, and I was under the weather, so I said, Achoo! And 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls came from nowhere. Did you call me? No. Who are you? I am Achu. I am Nachu. I am Sachu. I am Chachu. During the dinner, I was reluctant to even chew my food. If I chew, someone will come and I don't know. And in my college, there were a lot of names, but we will abbreviate them, mostly Christian names. For example, we had Mary, Rani, Francis. We called them MRF. there was a Korean phenomena, Francis. No, Korean phenomena, Cherian. Yes, that was KFC. How are you, Mr. Joel Mariam Monsi? And where is Bryan DSouza? Hi. The theme about names is like sometimes it creates trouble, sometimes it creates laughter moments, right? Sometimes you are the pigeon, sometimes you are the statue, sometimes you are the catcher, sometimes you are the caught. Doesn't matter. Like Shakespeare said, what's your name? That which smell as sweet as a rose. Doesn't matter. So normally names don't make you, right? It's you who make your name. What's your name and what's in a name?
Thank you, Sheeb, for that wonderful rendition of what's in the name. Your wife says she when you go home. My wife says shh. She said even more. And even my mother is like you. She also encouraged. She told me, Beta, you'll always come out shining on top, and I know what happened. So with that, we have a small break. How many minutes, Jose? 3 minutes, 15 seconds?
5
Huh? 5 minutes, 15 seconds. We'll have 5 minutes and 15 second grace. Okay? For all of you, have a nice break, mingle with your friends and with the committee, and we'll be back after 5 minutes, 15 seconds. Thank you so much. Thank you. Found your match? Okay. Match in the Diwali sense, right? The next session is all about thinking correctly. There was a man who prayed to Goddess Lakshmi, and Goddess Lakshmi appeared in front of him, and she asked him, I can give you only one thing. Either I can make you the most handsome man in the world, I can make you the most wise man in the world, or I can make you the most wealthy man in the world. What do you want? The man said, Goddess Lakshmi, I want to become the wisest man in the world. Goddess Lakshmi said, wish granted. And as soon as he got the wisdom, he said, oh my God, I should have asked for being the most wealthy man in the world. I made the wrong decision. So, you have to think before you ask for anything, and the next session is also thinking right. And to lead us through this session, we have a AA battery, not AA in that sense. His name is Akash, Arka, AA. What's in a name, correct? Very, very dynamic computer science student at Anand Sagar College. Now, which cracker does he resemble? As a computer science engineering student, he told me he resembles a rocket because he doesn't function till his tail is on fire. So, to get us through the next session, which is the impromptu session, please welcome Akash Arka with a big round of applause.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Good evening. So today is a very special day. We are celebrating both Diwali and Karnataka Rajyotsava. So all table topics will be related to both of them. So to would-be speakers, the topics are very easy and you don't have to worry about the difficulty. So without further ado, let me start the session. So the first topic is Diwali in your childhood versus now. I repeat, Diwali in your childhood versus now. Toastmaster Srinivas Vungarala.
Diwali was always a very special for all the childhood, whichever I remember. Especially, everyone used to compare how many patakas your father has given and how much my father. We used to compare our love, how much your father is spending on your patakas. Now the reality is my son also compares like this. The truth is, I can't explain him the love and the amount of patakas which I want to buy. That can't. So, one thing is for sure, all those days it was about showing off your patakas to your friends and get the expression of your friends to be loved by so many people. Now the reality is like, why these people make this many noise? That makes me believe that perception towards your life keeps on changing over a period of time. There were times when amount of money you spend on Diwali is given more respect. Now, how much you spend with your family makes it more special. With this, I would like to hand over to
When I was a kid, my parents would only let like a sparkler, never a Bijli, Lakshmi Mom, nothing. You were very overprotective of me, like more than that. So the second topic is describe a place in Karnataka you think everyone should visit once. Describe a place in Karnataka you think everyone must visit once. Toastmaster Mahesh.
Good evening, everyone. So, according to me, I think the place everyone should one visit is definitely the food, the Scotland of India. Right? So, and the best part about traveling to Coorg is I will just describe my experience. Till Mysore, I know it's just a plain highway, so you just need to maintain. I'm very shouldn't be crossing that. Otherwise, you need to pay another 1K for this. Fine. So once after Mysore, right, there's a dense forest a single road which takes you inside the village. I'm not talking a typical road which is a usual way which you need to go to the road. But there's a dense forest. So a couple of months back, I had been to Coorg and a group of 4 people, and it was somewhere around 11 p.m. in the night. It was raining, drizzling slightly, and we 4, it was empty land. There was not even a single light on the road, and it was dense forest surrounded around you, and just 4 people, and we're listening to some nice Kannada melody songs, and the experience you get, right? And it's all about the journey you travel, and it's not about the destiny, right? So this was a very pleasant experience of my life, and I still date, I don't forget it. So this was the best experience, and I would suggest everyone to visit Coorg, and it's all about enjoying the journey. Thank you.
Last month, I visited KRS Dam in Mysore. One of the most beautiful places that you can visit. I recommend everyone to visit at least once. Right. So the third topic is, what is bursting crackers for you? Pollution or excitement? What is bursting crackers for you? Pollution or excitement? Toastmaster Amaan.
Thank you, Tabletop Master. What is bursting crackers for me? Pollution or excitement? Well, I have 2 answers for that. When we all grown up in our hometown, there's our Toastmaster mentioned, so always a competition which whose father has given his son or daughter more number of crackers so that we can show off in our society. But going forward now, considering the news we all hear, the word climate change or greenhouse emissions or global warming, we all understand that
there's a need to move towards a greener or a safer Diwali. But it should be balanced out on the either side. It should not be like a completely ban or not on the other side of completely open of using the crackers every time. So I would recommend and I would believe to have a balance in everything we do, either work or travel or with bursting with crackers. That's it. That from my side over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amaan. I 100% agree with the policy of balance as regards to crackers. So the next topic is, what's the most meaningful gift you ever received for Diwali? The most meaningful gift you received for Diwali, Toastmaster Srinivas me.
The most meaningful gift which I received for Diwali is all knowledge. Enlightening the knowledge or kindling the knowledge for the people who is not having so. One day, me and my friends have decided to go into Oganical. Everybody knows Oganical is famous for its waterfalls and the boating over there. My friend, as a sailor, what if the boat topples? Then the boat person asked, how many of you know swimming? The person who asked doesn't know swimming, but he said, I know swimming. He asked him for sure, do you know swimming? He said yes. Okay, just waited for a few more seconds. He just went to near the waterfall and then intentionally he toppled the boat. What happened? Everybody who knows slightly swimming, including me, slightly handed over some branches or the rocks. But the person who doesn't know swimming said, I know swimming, but luckily the boatman helped him to grab. He said, I made sure that you know swimming. I wanted to give an experience. Everybody come here goes with the boating, sailing, that's it. But what? You learn swimming, enjoying in the waterfall. Just below, you enjoy a lot. That's why he said, it's not about anything, it's all about giving experiences, gaining knowledges. This was happened in the last Diwali, and that's a knowledge which we passes through. But luckily, within next 2 months, that is on the Christmas holiday, he again went to the same sailor and then he showed his swimming skills. That ignites the new learning for Diwali. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas. So the next topic is, except weather, what is the best thing in Bangalore? Except weather, what is the best thing in Bangalore? Toastmaster Jacob.
Table topic master. Except the weather, what is the best thing in Bangalore? I believe the culture of Bangalore is exemplary. I had occasion to visit a place called Bangalore Theatre. It's somewhere in Indiranagar, and they have these cultural festivals where they bring out the best of what is happening in Bangalore. Bangalore International Center in Indiranagar, I believe, is the cauldron or the essence of Bangalore. They have a beautiful auditorium, a beautiful stage where they present every week some topic or the other. And I believe the sound effects in Bangalore International Center is out of the world. The other day, I went for a meeting in this particular place where they were talking about Alleppey. And they bring Alleppey down through the ages, and the sound effects and the lighting and the stage is simply phenomenal. Nothing like Bangalore International. If you have to present a topic, if you have to speak about something, if you want to get new impressions, I would suggest that you go to this particular place and enjoy the experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jacob. They say once you stay in Bangalore, you can't stay anywhere else in India, and I 100% agree with that. So, the next topic is, what is the naughtiest prank you have played during Diwali? What is the naughtiest prank you have played during Diwali, Toastmaster Bryan?
The past few topics have been looking at me and I am like, this. And the topic I do not want to talk about. Anyways, I'm not known for the pranks that I have done, but I would say, well back when I was a child, the naughtiest prank I would say that exists in my memory till date was a prank on my grandfather. So what had happened? It is in my mother's father's and father's father's. My father's father. So there's a extra layer of anger and the protection if something happens to him. So what happened was when we were back from the railway station, I was a small kid. It was during Diwali. And while we were back from our usual walk from the railway station, it so happened that he bought a new gun for me, the real gun. I don't know if you guys know. It's a coil and then you pat. So what happened was when he was carrying me on the shoulder, I went near his eye and nothing happened. Except a nice shock, I would say. That incident, even though I was a child and he took me out for a walk on the railway station platform, while on the way back purchased a gun for me for Deepavali, it backfired on him, basically. But thinking about it now, it is one of the memories that both he and I cherish the most. Fortunately, it did not end in a very, a bad scene. Nothing happened to him except a small burn on above his eye. But he still shows me the mark. And each time he shows me the mark, we go back days when we went to the railway station and the entire nostalgic view comes back to life. I think that would be the naughtiest. I would not say the naughtiest, but the most memorable one.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bryan. I remember a few years back, I took an apple bomb, it and threw it in my neighbor's house. And my class teacher happened to be staying there, and I didn't know that I luckily managed to escape before I was caught. So, the next topic is, what is the best memory during Diwali? Best memory during Diwali, I'd like to call Toastmaster Anirudh for this.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Imagine this specific scenario. You live in a joint family house, so 1 to 2 floors of cousins all living together. And then it's Diwali. So it's the one time of year we get 3-4 days continuously off from school. I also had the privilege of studying in Bishop Boys School, so I'm sure both the DTMs here today can kind of express how happy they were also when they got 3-4 days off for Diwali. And then we essentially come down together, all cousins, and then we go to this place in the middle of the night, just before Diwali, and create and buy crackers. But the way we buy these crackers is not, it won't bomb kodi, it will actually bomb kodi. It is in Allinda ella bag And the reason that is because back then, crackers were so affordable, it was so cheap, it was a family function. So you filled up these gunny bags of crackers, and we came down in front of the house, lit a couple of candles, and all of us threw crackers at each other, lit sussurbatis, lit flower pots, and went onto the road and created a huge line of bijlis and blew them all up. Looking back, I think this was one of the best memories I had in Diwali, because Diwali wasn't just about us bursting crackers or us celebrating Ram's victory over Ravana. It was actually us coming together as a family. That togetherness, the thought of me celebrating this, not just me and my extended family, but all of us put together. And that to me is the most wholesome and happy memory that I will ever have of Diwali. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anirudh, for sharing the experience of spending time with the family in Diwali. So the next topic is where in Bangalore you get the best masala dosa. Where in Bangalore you get the best masala dosa. Toastmaster Gururprasad.
Good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
See, Bangalore is the place for masala dosa. Karnataka is the place for masala dosa. In Bangalore, see, there are different varieties of masala dosas you will find. See, why the Bangalore is better not only for climate, because of the other is the food. So, if you are trying in Bangalore cafe, you get one type of masala dosa. If you are trying in a Brahmini cafe, you will get another type of masala dosa. If you are trying a masala dosa which is in Gandhi Bazaar, so you get another different type of masala dosa. But if you want to try something different also, you can go and try it. Because now I've shifted to Whitefield. In ACS level also you find a varieties of masala dosa. So there is a multiple, it all depends whether you're having to, if you want to have with a butter masala dosa, you have to go for another place. If you want to have a spicy masala dosa with say that the kara and that masala dosa, you have to go to a different place. And in masala dosa also, if you want to try something different like Mysore masala dosa, if you want to cut it and you want to try it, you have to go to the different place. It all depends on the choice of what you want to try. And there is another place in Malaysia which is also you get one of the best. There are around about 8 to 10 joints all put together in Bangalore. That is a big topic. Like how you talk about a biryani. So masala dosa and coffee is a different topic altogether, which we can take one big session on on also the type of the topics, the platter what you use it also varies. Like that has to be done, everything, even the chutneys has to be served within no time. If they are trying in 2 hours before or something, it will be good. Otherwise, if they are serving after 4 or 5 hours, again it becomes more and you will find it and get the taste. So we will again have a different session when we try topics. Until then, older goes further. Tabletop master.
I think you can write a Wikipedia article on masala dosa. So the next topic is the best Diwali sweet. The best Diwali sweet, Toastmaster Veeresh.
So I'm coming from Davangere, the center district of the Karnataka state. So the sweet that we prepare there is called as holige, or it's so the sugar roti that you must have tasted on the street, chat streets in Bangalore. So the speciality about this sweet is it's prepared during the festivals at our places, during Deepavali and Dasara and all the other festivals. And also whenever I was a kid, whenever we used to ask, the only sweet that used to come to my grandmother's mind was holige. Another special thing about this sweet is it's prepared with a joint effort of all the family members. I mean, that's how my grandmother taught us about the preparation and also about how to eat it. So it's not just about the sweet, it's also about the preparation where all my, my mother, my aunt and all the other children of my grandmother, they used to come together, prepare it and then they used to serve it hot.
And when it's served, everybody has to be at home and everybody has to sit down on the floor and enjoy. So that's the sweetest part of this sweet. So few things if you want to take from their generation is it's not just about the festival. It's about bringing people together, making the sweet dish, and then having it served with everybody. But what has happened now? Now my mother and my wife, they both go to the kitchen and they prepare. And when they are preparing, there's a lot of things that happen and where my interference is required. Somehow their sweet is prepared, and even when we are eating, there's not a day which passes without us having to fight over the food about some topic or the other. So the times have changed, the sweet has remained the same, but how it is eaten and how we are celebrating has also changed. I think we have to go back to those memories, and it's all nostalgic. I think you also share the same feelings about the sweet dishes at your home. So thank you.
So to everyone present here, after meeting, Bodhigate is being brought and he cannot enjoy it. So the next topic is, if you were a firecracker, what type would you be? If you were a firecracker, what type would you be? Toastmaster Shreya.
If I were a firecracker, what I would be? I'll be here firecracker. So, I think when I was a kid, right, I think used to be having only some traditional crackers, right? Like your sparkles, like flower pots and chakras, right? But now I think as we evolve into this generation, I think a lot of things have changed. There are a lot of firecrackers, which when I go to the shop, I don't even find that, I've never cracked that in my life, right? So I would always want to be the sparklers, right? It doesn't impact or create a noise. It gives joy to kids, right? Whoever does it, right? I think it's a universal thing everyone can do. Even a kid, the adult or the older one can do it, right? So that is what I would, and I think it brings in a joy to everyone, right? So now if you see, when we went for firecrackers last week, I see that the entire shop is loaded with a lot of crackers. But I just went and I think the first few shelves, right, I just finished my shopping. Then they said, there is a lot of other new varieties that are available. I said no, because I just feel that the traditional things are much better, pocket friendly, and also people can enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreya. My mom calls me a sparkler in my family, and my sister as the atom bomb because she causes in the house. So the next topic is, if you could invent a Diwali tradition, what would it be? If you could invent a Diwali tradition, what would it be? Toastmaster Prakarsh.
I believe it's a very tough question to answer. As many people told, it's about meeting people and learning new things from others, and I think that tradition has to continue. Currently, in Diwali, and today I believe the way we could celebrate Karnataka Rajyotsava and Diwali here, I feel this was one of the example of Indian tradition. So I think that's one thing I will want to continue as an Indian. I come from North, and the way Bangalore has accepted me, the way Bangalore Toastmasters accepted me, the way I studied in RB college, the way RB accepted me, and there the memories I built. I can say I learned Kannada very fast. Why? Because I had a crush on a Kannada girl. So all this, when you open yourself, when you meet people, when you learn from them, they open up, and that's how bonding grows, and that's the tradition I believe we have to continue. I recently heard from my brother who just came back from Scotland, and he told that there is not much interaction between people there, and that's what brought him back to India again. In less than 6 months, he went for some job, and then he came back just because of that particular reason. So I believe that's the power of collaboration and being together. So let's cherish it and continue the tradition.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prakarsh. As we all know, India during Diwali is like no place in the entire world, right? So the final topic is, what is your favorite traditional dish from Karnataka? What is your favorite traditional dish from Karnataka? Toastmaster Rajdeep Mahesh.
Go for another option. So I have been here for roughly 4-5 years now, and even though I have been here for 4-5 years, I have not really been able to explore that much of the food scene as such beyond the known culprits like masala dosa and filter coffee and whatnot. But there is one thing that I tried, and I distinctly remember the time I had tried, and that is akki roti. So, I mean, when I had it at a very small roadside stall, and after having it, I felt like this is something that I would have had maybe back in West Bengal in my grandmother's place. So completely different preparation, maybe completely different ingredients, but the same emotion that it evoked in me. That kind of made me made me look forward to such dishes in general. So I think that is what comes to me on this topic. Thank you, Toastmaster.
So that's it, folks. I hope you had a great time listening to the speakers come on the stage. And with that, I hand it back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Akash, for that wonderful session of your TV Topic Masters. We learned a lot about our Toastmasters. If you have a crush with somebody, you have to open yourself. And get Kerala in Bangalore when you go to a Bangalore International Center. You can have different sessions of masala dosa. So, very, very interesting to a sadish postman who puts you down and sees whether you drown or not. And we had very, very interesting topics. Now coming to the last session of the meeting, it's all about getting feedback. There was this maid who went up to her mistress and she said, "Ma, I want a raise in my salary." So she said, "Kanta, why do you want a raise? But you got a raise around 1 year back. Why do you want a raise now? Give me 3 reasons why you should get a raise in your salary." She said, "I can iron clothes better than you, Ma." So she said, "Who told you?" She said, "Your husband told me." She said, "Second reason?" She said, "I can cook better than you." She said, "Who told you?" She said, "Your husband told me." And she told, "Okay, tell me the third reason." I can kiss better than you. She said, oh my God, did my husband tell you that? She said, no, the driver told me that. So it's all about getting the right feedback. And to give us that feedback, as I told you, the fashion icon, the Karnataka podcaster, one of the prominent lights of our club, who's been doing yeoman service in this club for how many years now, Puneet? How many years have you been in this club for now?
8 years.
8 years. So from 8 years, we have a shining light of our club. Please welcome the gentle evaluator.
Good evening, fellow members and guests. Good evening. I'm honored to be the general evaluator today because it is such a momentous occasion for us to celebrate Kannada Rajyotsava and Deepavali on the same day. So to all of you, Kannada Rajyotsava Shubhashayagalu and a very happy and shubh Deepavali. It's fascinating how well we have decked out the entire room. I was here early and I could see the room form, one flower petal at a time, if you could say. So I'm really grateful that this time the committee and the club put in the effort. Last time I was really heartbroken because last time was 50th year of Karnataka formation and we missed celebrating the Kannada Rajyotsava. But this time we made sure we did in our own beautiful way. I'm very glad that the theme is on point and the messages that went in the group throughout the week were very relevant. They had the logo of Karnataka flag, they had a backdrop of a diya or a deepak, and that symbolized a lot about what was expected on the Friday to come. I'm also very thankful for the committee to have a dress code and to not only have it but also wear the dress code and have these beautiful wails that we're passing along as a small token of speaking with all of you. I'll quickly go through the role takers and in between I'll come to the 3 evaluators that we have today and then come back to the tag team. Starting with the Sajatan, I believe you had 2 jokes in there to back off with that left a very good impression to everyone that were present. You had the energy, the chutzpah, and I knew that before a lot of people came, you had put in the effort a lot of places. One suggestion that I would make is because the color code is submitted by the committee to all of us, it helps if you wear the color code. You're the only committee member that isn't wearing one. So make sure you wear it because you're the first person that everyone will see. Other than that, kudos to a very good job done. Can we have a huge round of applause? Coming to our president, he's been stealing the show, setting the standard high week after week. And today, I just felt the fact that your tie, your shirt, the veil, it blended so prettily. You were superbly apt for the evening, and you gave the story. And I'm glad you took the feedback of earlier general evaluators, brought it down to the country, brought it down to our Karnataka. Probably the only feedback I have perhaps is practice the name of the institution, practice the name of the person once or twice. And if you sort of struggle with the name, stick to the first name. He already has a Padma Bhushan, so just Padma Bhushan and the name would be enough. Having said that, I felt the build-up to the person was a long one. You could have maybe let out the name somewhere in between the entire story. That would have really helped. And maybe brought it in. I really like that you were able to bring a very relevant, eminent personality and connect it to the Toastmaster of the day. So it's a very thoughtful effort that you put in the research and preparation of this speech. So for that and for making sure the meeting happens and for being such a brand ambassador of Bangalore Toastmasters Club, can we have a chance to applause? My appreciation and a bit of criticism towards the Toastmaster of the day until the speakers, the evaluators are through. I would like to welcome the first evaluator of Toastmaster Mahaveer. She's attempting it for the first time, so let's cheer up for Toastmasters.
Good evening, everyone, and Toastmaster Mahaveer in particular. I have very little time, so I'm going to get straight to the point. The really good things that I observed as an audience. Number one, your title was Back to the Light Where I Belong. That meant your theme was your comeback, and you justified it completely because throughout the speech, you gave us different instances of how Toastmasters has helped you and why you're back here. The starting was a bomb. You started off with when you were 17 years and you joined Toastmasters. So overall, your title, theme, and content, everything was in alignment. Your pace was reasonable and your eye contact was maintained. In fact, you even looked at the camera, which is a very good sign of eye contact. So kudos on that. I would like to tell you that you are naturally very, very expressive. One of the feedback that I got in Speechcraft was that when you enter the stage, a smile on your face really captivates the audience, and there you held the audience. Today I learned something different. I believe some people have unique expressions. Yours is one of them. When you came on stage, if you observe in the video, one of your eyebrows lifts. It's a very inquisitive look, and that makes the audience feel this person will have something interesting to say. So you're naturally expressive and you have a good pitch. I observed some instances where you said one of the oldest colleges when you were referring to your Dublin college. So this was the best time of my life. Oldest and best time. You raised your voice and you had that expression in your face to say, to stress on it. So that again, it captivated me to listen to what you're trying to say. Now, some points that I as an audience felt you could improve on to make your speech much better. Number one, specific to icebreaker. See, you gave us many anecdotes about your life, right? Starting from 17 years, your college, and then your stock market and everything. But you gave us more of a story of what happened in your life than who you are. As an icebreaker, we would like to know something more about where are you from, something about your family, a sneak peek into your ideals. Because our experiences make us who we are, but our foundations build that bridge towards that. Right? So we would love to know a little bit more about your foundation and your child. A couple of minutes could have helped there. 3 main points. Number one, when you started, your hands were on the side, and then as you progressed, you started clasping your hands. That's something with practice you can enhance. Number 2, pause. You had good pause, but there were times when you stopped abruptly, trying to recollect something probably. That was number 2. And number 3, your humor. Since your pathway is engaging humor, you attempted humor in a few places, but you didn't get the laughs that you probably expected. You are 80% there because you knew what and where to say a joke. However, you can cover the 20% through delivery. That's your pause and your expressions. And all the 3, your usage of hands, your pause and your humor. Practice will help you get there. So Toastmaster Mahaveer, there is nothing more cooler and inspiring than a big comeback. So congratulations on being super cool and kudos on rekindling your passion.
You know, Mahaveer, I warned you, she's a tough taskmaster. She'll deliver it. Thank you for the clinical evaluation, Toastmaster Shreya. The only suggestion or evaluation I have for you is, I would encourage you to use the lectern because you already have Shivani. Hey, hi. So you look up, I'm talking to you. Okay, thanks. The only suggestion I would have is use the lectern because you can keep the notes. They don't need to tangle in your hands. The other suggestion would be, it's his icebreaker speech. So we try to encourage him to give more speeches. It's a landmark speech for him. It's a big step for most of the members. So make sure that you pretty much don't say the negative points. Just tell them where their strengths are. They will eventually discover the negative ones better than that. Other than that, kudos for your first attempt. Yes, I'm being a little critical, asking you not to be critical to me, but that's my role. Let's move to the second evaluator. Before I get to him, I would only point out to the committee to use the name of the Toastmaster that is familiar to us. We usually call him Toastmaster Ratan, so if you have Toastmaster Ratan on the board, it helps everyone engage better. Can we have Toastmaster Vijay evaluate Toastmaster Ratan?
It's been said social media can be a boon or or obeying. And today we have one Toastmaster that has used the former, absolutely a boon, helping people cope with some health issues. Mr. G, fellow Toastmasters and guests, Toastmaster Shetty was attempting to build his social media presence to help people with ADHD. For the first thing, there are 7-8 points how to build a social media presence. The first one, identify your target audience. I thought Toastmasters did that very well. People with ADHD, that's attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Well done. Second is you've got to engage with your audience online. Unlike a face-to-face, you don't know, you can't feel their pulse. I thought you did that very well, I thought. First thing, new members joining, all questions answered. You had online meetings, fortnightly, right? And during those meetings, any coping strategy you share, you engage with your audience. Another very important thing, we feel as human beings you're doing a great job on social media, but you've got to assess your presence, which you've got to have metrics to measure. And he used AI, artificial intelligence, 4 parameters. Membership growth was 7 on 10, engagement was 6 on 10, community longevity was 9 on 10, support environment 8 on 10. So metrics was in place to assess your presence. Now, a few areas perhaps raise our bar to be more efficient with social media. I thought, Toastmaster, you spend about 30% of your time in context setting. Ramakant and the story, or 1/3, 200 words went in that. As a result, the cascading effect, the repercussions was we couldn't meet other objectives. 1, define your goal. I spoke to the speaker. The goal was well defined in the script, the hard copy shared, which was supporting adults with ADHD to cope with condition and harness its positive aspects. By his own admission, he did tell because of the paucity of time. Second thing, create a content calendar. There's so many aspects. One, inattention, hyperactivity, impulsivity, codes and conditions. One a month, you're going to share one of those conditions. So always do what's coming up. Use hashtags, it's so famous. Add a world, below that, add to your world, change your world, another hashtag, add him to your world, add her to your world. Hashtags draws more people to your social media. Optimize images. I know you can't have photos, but say a drawing, an animation, a cartoon, the classic before after scenario. Before joining our group, how the person was hyperactive, and after joining the group, more relaxed. Something like that. Pictures is worth 1,000 words. Follow trends. I know TikTok is banned perhaps now, but I just do it with my homework. ADHD, a lot of videos posted on that. TikTok, I got a lot of responses. The trends, TikTok is not there, but just the concept of the trends. Having said that, Toastmaster, like your name suggests, you are a diamond. He's a very social person, and if he gets onto media, we know what it is. His Facebook, they see his face, they'll book his time. They see his WhatsApp, they will ask him, what's up button? Back to the team.
I like how Vijayan blends the irrelevant with the relevant and makes it all seem cohesive. A few suggestions to Ratan and through Vijayan would be, I've delivered this project. I felt what you delivered wasn't relevant. You were saying a 4-year long history, whereas the project was a 1 or 2 month long effort, and you had to show us the before and after and the initiatives in between, and the results that your initiatives got. So I feel that you will need to reattempt this. Keep the 4 years aside, set it for context setting, but have 2 months or a month that you dedicate every 3-4 minutes a day, 10-15 minutes a day, so you have a proper plan in place. And then you come here and show, okay, this is where I built it from. It's anti members to whatever number. That is something I would acknowledge. Vijayan sir, I would only say that you spend majority of the time looking at your audience. I would ask you to look at the rest of the audience, especially when you come to the critical aspects of your evaluation, and stick to 1 or 2 examples. The hashtags were too long, and somewhere I felt the audience would lose you there. So 1 or 2 examples is more than sufficient. Now, coming to the third speaker, can I have Toastmaster Abhay step in and evaluate the speaker?
What makes humor relatable? Humor is always relatable when it is simple. And fellow Toastmasters and guests, I believe today she took us through a humorous speech which had something very relatable to us, our names. Do you agree or disagree? Yes. So this project calls for the speaker to have a collection or develop a collection of humorous stories and deliver a humorous speech. So I thought Sheeb, you did amazingly well on that guideline. Right from the word go, you had the audience in splits. not a titter, not a laugh, but in splits. And what was amazing was your observation of the names and how you articulated them into humor. That was very relatable, that was very funny, and was indeed amazing. That was a job very well done. Now, what I also liked was how you strung humor right from birth to your college life and work, where you saw different types of names being presented in different ways and your observation of them. So that was really well done. Now, if I were to give you a couple of suggestions, or rather these are my observations. The first on the delivery part. I thought that you paced around a little bit too much on stage. So I think you could just look at the video and try to adapt yourself. The second suggestion that I have for you is on your content. Now, what I understood was, Sheeb, you are a very experienced Toastmaster, having a number of years in Toastmasters. And every speech has a takeaway value for it. And what got me a little puzzled was, since you had a lot of stories interconnected and to make one speech, I thought that what you wanted to convey through your speech, does having a name matter or it doesn't matter? So this objective was not very clear. So I thought you might want to work a little bit on that. So with that being said, I would like to conclude by saying just have a little bit of observation on your movement on stage and try to think as a Toastmaster what I'm trying to convey on stage. So with these 2 points, I'd like to really wish you all a very good evening. Over to you.
Sheeb, I never saw this group of yours, huh? So funny, so hilarious. It was unbelievable. And I could see the impression a new member had who knew there's a Sheeb here and they have to meet them. And then they got to know, oh, that is Sheeb. It's so good. Kudos to you. A few suggestions I have for you as an evaluator is, I would love it if you can have not 2 but 3 points. And beside that, I would like it if you can specifically point out which part of his movement was detracting from the speech and which part of his movement was relevant and on point to the speech. That will help him get a very clear image, okay, this is what I need to avoid and this is what I must strengthen and have. Like for example, a lot of you had a very good stance, but the jerky movement in between with your shoulders and neck, maybe that is something you could look in and have in your control. Something like that would really help the speaker visualize what's happening. Let's get to the Toastmaster of the day. He is truly a star in our club, and we love you, Rajdeep. There is no denial about that. I would only point out a few quick things, but before that, you had such beautiful rendition. You kept the flow. You had humor in every nook and corner of your overall engagement with us today evening. I would look at a few things where I think the lines are being crossed. One would be the reaction I got from a member who's coming for the first time. The person just went, oh my God, he's ruthless, after a joke of yours. And a few jokes later, somebody else who's also a member, guest for the first time, said, Babre. And I'm like, I felt that we are letting you get away with a lot of jokes, but there's only so much luck in your tank. So I would suggest not to have a joke at every person's introduction, every time you get the mic. I would like it if you make us wait for your punchline. I would love it if you make us yearn for you to give us that amazing, super relevant, made for us at this moment joke that you did last evening, the previous meeting with Toast Matrimonial Club. That was hilarious. That stick with us. Having said that, I feel your crutch words have gone to another level where your crutch word for this session was now, and I don't think. A lot of times, I feel that the first 4-5 seconds, the minute you get the mic between speakers, you're finding your foot in the ground. And you say, I don't know, and then you're trying to figure it out, and then you get back to what you had in mind. Maybe pause, maybe take your time, adjust the mic, fondle the mic, hold or grab the lectern, take a moment or two, find the thread that you wanted to continue with and then move to it. In short, have brevity in your speech, because we love it when you have that brevity and the heat of the moment joke that you make happen, which you are famous for. The table topic master, oh, before that, can we have just round of applause? We will always love you,
Rajdeep. Coming to the table topic master, Akash, I love how you had a continuity throughout the session. You had topics that new members, a lot of them were new members today, if we all realize, they were able to speak for a good 1 minute plus. So kudos to you. Can we have a huge round of applause? Because we have limited members today, I would love to quickly touch upon one or two aspects of the table topic speakers. Srinivas, I love the Paraka joke. You had a nice flow, your voice was audible. Probably the only thing I would make you insist is reduce the number of times you use Paraka, because that joke was done the first time. Move to something else. Mahesh, your voice modulation was very natural. I loved it. And have a presence at the lectern. Beautiful. The only thing I would probably tweak is start with the story. You started with the message. I would start with the story with your friends and then get to the message at the end. That's the only suggestion. Amaan, beautiful message, thanks. Beautiful message. You well followed it and you almost completed Srinivas' speech. I like your stance on the stage. Kudos, you're improving. I can see that. Srinivas, I like the scenic route you had in mind. You had fluid your thoughts. Thanks. You gave your experience and how you've gained the knowledge. But I would love it if you can characterize the person you're talking about. Make us visualize and see, and then take us along. Okay? Jacob, I love the grammar ability you have. You use I believe, I have occasion to visit. These are very advanced phrases. So I would suggest you lean on this, use more grammarian rules, and you'll be able to work on your strength. Bryan, you were speaking really well today. You had a joke up your sleeve. I would love it if you could deepen on that one incident that you had. Anirudh, flawless fluidity of thoughts. You had a polite voice, and you had a very well-spoken Kannada. This felt like a prepared speech that you gave, and that's a big compliment in Toastmasters. Guru, you're the dosa master. I would love it if you could mention just one place and then move around that place instead of just moving around dosa. Okay? Nilesh, your stance, your person. I understand. Nilesh, your stance, your personal experience, you are very descriptive and I love your ending. Kudos to you. Shri Shakti, your personal story, the smile on your face was really on point. The only thing I would suggest is use the mic or speak louder. Prakarsh, kudos to your job of memorizing the minutes of the meeting and delivering it so appropriately and then putting it all to test saying, do you agree with the minutes of the meeting? So kudos to your strength. The only thing I suggest for table topics is use a framework. That will help you align your thoughts better. So you started with the confession, so kudos. We all love accuracy as well. I would only feel if the ending could be improved, you would have had a really well-packed table topic. Having said that, let's get to the tag team that is tagging me down. Then we have Toastmasters to come here and tell us how they're doing with time. Can I have you
I thought I'll skip that due to time liberty. Two people, all the speakers who have raised the stage, only two people have exceeded the time. I'll reach out to them. One probably you may know, one I'll reach out to him personally. Apart from that, I'd like to thank everyone who have rightfully utilized that time. Thank you.
Yeah, what a nice little side punch that to Joel, can we have you tell us the unanswered?
Most of the speakers were very nice with the usage of the filler words. The Toastmasters would have done better is Toastmaster Rajdeep, Toastmaster Amaan, Toastmaster Bryan, Toastmaster Veeresh, Toastmaster Shreya, Toastmaster Prakarsh.
Jim, can we have you come and tell us the candidate report?
There's one different thing that I want to do is also introduce a Kannada word today to everybody, which is Veeresh, which means light. I'm combining both the themes, that is Deepavali, as well as Karnataka Rajyotsava. So both words, you can take English and a Kannada word. Okay, now coming to the good usage. Rajdeep sir's tone was great. Pack of cards reference amazing. Needle in a haystack. The explanation of Ratan sir's title was brilliant. Srinivas Vungarala bringing in philosophy to the entire Diwali topic was great. Monumentous occasion. The entire title, Back to the Light Where I Belong. Inquisitive, cascading effect. Pictures speak 1,000 words. Blending the relevant with the irrelevant. Titter in splits and brevity. Not so good usage. Consultant in, which is consultant at. Purpose, which gives meaning, gives a purpose. Best platform where, best platform to. Honor, it was pronounced honor, it's honor. Not poem, but poem. Go for a career advancement, advance my career. Subtract, subtract. Curiousness, curiosity. Wedding function, wedding. 11 p.m. at night, 11 p.m. Not the destiny, not the destination. Me and my friend and I. Mothers and fathers, father. Maternal and paternal. Joint family house, joint family. Couple minutes. Today evening, this evening. And word of the day used by 3 Toastmasters, Toastmaster Ratan Shetty, Toastmaster Srinivas B, and Toastmaster Shivangi Bhatt. Thank you.
It's been a long since you have had such a long and detailed unit report. On that note, wishing you all a safe journey back home. And again, Karnataka Rajyotsava and a very happy Diwali. Can we have Toastmaster Rajdeep back?
Thank you so much, Kumar. I'm not going to speak for some time. I'll find my could adjust the mic. I adjusted it. And you told me about privacy. I know how pleased you were. So with that, let me tell you the password which you all will have to do for the voting. It's 3927. I don't know how they got that very vague password, correct? But it's 3927. So you can vote for the best speaker, the best role taker, and all the other people. I'll wait for a brief time and I'll adjust my mic. Yeah. Sheeb, you tell me when they are done.
Yeah, sure.
So with that, we have run right out of time. So I would like to thank the committee and every single member of the club for having such a wonderful meeting. Please give all of yourselves a big round of applause. And now it's back to the little master of the club, the master blaster, Jose Paul.
Dear Toastmasters and guests, let's hear it for all the role takers and the fun, wonderful meeting that we have had today. Let's hear a big applause. It's been a long weekend, and with this festivals, it has been very challenging for several of our committee members. And one person especially has been our VP Education, Toastmaster Sheeb, because it was a special meeting and we needed to have special role takers. I thank all of you who have taken the roles today because you made it really special. Because there was a lot of challenges, a lot of others were not available for roles, and he himself put himself on the line and gave a speech today. Toastmaster Sheeb, I think he did a fabulous job. And not to take away the credit from all the others also, we had these wonderful decorations which are Sergeant at Arms, Shreya, Bryan, Prakarsh, and we had our subcommittee members, Jain and Joel, really help us with that. Thank you all so much for that. Two announcements. One is that the speechcraft, we're going to have it for the next Sunday, and there are some slots still open. So any one of you have any references, please do refer any persons for the speechcraft. And the second one is Toastmaster Vishal might have reached out to you for articles for the newsletter. Request all of you to please contribute your articles. Long weekend, we have enough time to work on it. So that's something that I think you can all do this weekend. The awards, the Best Auxiliary Role Taker Award goes to our grammarian Toastmaster Lokesh. The Best Table Topic Speaker Award goes to this person who had a wonderful message at the end of his talk about togetherness, Toastmaster Anirudh. Best Evaluator Award. Well, whenever he comes on stage, of course, he backs this award without fail. TDM Anand. Well, it looks like this is a sweep of the Cotonians. We have Anirudh here as the best table topic speaker. We had the evaluator, TTM Vijayanand, and the best role taker award, TTM Dr. Rajdeep. The Best Speaker Award, I think he really deserves it because more than the hard work that he put in for the speech, I think organizing all these role takers and have a wonderful meeting.
What's the name?
I request all the winners to please come forward with the certificates for a photograph. As already announced, we heard Veeresh before he could speak, and we have Olive here. I think that's a very delicious and favorite dish of so many on Diwali. So I request all of you to enjoy the snacks that we have. Have a happy Diwali and memorable and a great weekend too. I adjourn meeting number 1452.